Hi, everyone. I wanted to give a few highlights of my report and then end with a brief word about why I'm so excited about the year to come. 2022 was a year unlike any other. We started the year grieving. We lost several very dear church members. And I think that anytime we gather in our sanctuary, it resonates with their memory. I think we all feel it. In 2022, I think we also kind of finished the transition to becoming a fully hybrid church. Now when we meet, we're on site, we're online, people can join in many ways. We're trying to be and bring church to people and to friends wherever they are. I'm really struck by the resilience and creativity that has got us to where we are now. With regard to staffing and volunteers, we were understaffed for most of last year. We said goodbye to some really wonderful staff members, Kwanzaa Cooper, who directed our children's program, Naima Walker, who was our finance manager. Our personnel committee and finance worked really hard to fill a number of positions. And in 2022, we welcomed some wonderful staff. Charlotte Hope as our facilities manager, Bonnie Bailey as our finance manager, Chantel Hayward as our events coordinator, Sage Wright as one of our nursery assistants, and the Reverend Brandy Mullins as our minister to children, and now she is also our minister to youth. I'm so glad to have a full complement of staff, and I also know that we need volunteers in 2023 to do the things we want and hope to do. So I hope that you'll volunteer or jump in with us when invited. A few high points of 2022. The church's support of an Afghan refugee family was a high point not only of 2022, but I think it was a high point in our church's long history. I don't think any of us have ever seen anything like that. The way people pitched in and helped and continue to do so every week. I think Easter was a high point. Many of you remember the outdoor service with all of those families and children. Charlotte's nature walks were a high point for many of us. Our justice ministry returned to in-person Nehemiah actions as we all met outdoors at a football field. Children and youth were back in force. We had wonderful guest lecturers. John Cagg helped us to think through William James and how to live with courage in a time of anxiety. And Carol Wayne White helped us to consider that our love of the earth and our love of Black people are related. And she helped us to understand those connections in our work for justice. On a tender note, we added a grief support group this year. The Reverend Marjorie Avent helped us in leading that. And I think that will become a tradition. I hope and think we'll have a grief group every year. Another high point was working with Kahal Kadosh Beth Elohim, showing solidarity against anti-Semitism and a strong relationship between our two congregations. And finally, some of you remember the letter that we received from a transgender man who explained what our trans banner meant to him, how it gave him courage when he needed it most, living in a place that isn't always friendly to LGBTQ plus people. So there was a lot of love and solidarity in our year. And honestly, that's part of what I'm looking forward to this coming year. The priorities we might think about as we go into the year together are more fully realizing our commitment to climate work and climate justice. The Climate Working Group has done a great job, but we really want the climate to be on every agenda of every group of the church, to show that our care for the earth is right at the heart of everything we do. I think we also want to continue the very difficult work of trying to become truly multicultural and multiracial so that our church will look more like the whole community and not just like the white community. We envision a beloved community with everybody in it. And there's work that we can do to more fully realize that. And that's some of the work we'll do this year. And I think maybe finally, there's a lot to do just in terms of connection, human relationship, friendship, kind of getting out of some of our silos or the grooves that we've dug over the past few years and finding each other again. There's so much joy in community, and that will be a big part of this year. I think I should also say that in 2022, I celebrated my 10th anniversary as senior pastor here, and I couldn't be more grateful or more proud, and there's nowhere else I can even imagine being. It's a gift to be here, working with you in community, and I so look forward to the year to come. That's my report, and I look forward to seeing you soon, on site or online.